Hi there. Let's say that you've been making a Scratch game and you just can't quite work out how to make the questions come up for your quiz. Well, this video will quickly show you what you can do to fix your problem. When you go on the first Scratch main page, you can click on your name where the arrow is and click on My Classes. When you click on that, it should come up with the class that you're assigned to, and here you can see a bunch of examples. If you can't find this, I'll also include the link to this video. Anyway, as an example, I'll click on this one here and see something that I've made earlier. And when I click on see inside, I'll look at all the coding. In this game, it works by, it's a little Minecraft character and it's text based. So all of the questions are going to be saying, A, B, C, or D, and it'll all be text based rather than clicking based. So for me to include all of this person's work into my own projects, I can't work it out. I can click on the bottom here where it says backpack, and you click on backpack and you can see I've got some things saved here. So to save it, I pick up this character and I drag it and I drop it down into the backpack. It'll say loading and I'll just wait nice and patiently until it's done, and I can see it's right here as the Minecraft character. So when I go back to where I've been trying to do the project and it hasn't worked, I can just delete all of the parts of where I was trying to do the Q&A, the quiz section, and when that bit didn't work, I can just delete that. So let's pretend that this section down here is the bit that's not working. I just can't work it out. Just delete, and I can now try and pop in the bit that is working, that Mr. Goffine has worked out for me. So I go to the Minecraft character down in the backpack. I'm going to drag it into here, into this empty space. Now I can have, the very easiest way of doing it is just having the Minecraft character doing all the questions. But if I still want my little Scratch character that I've put in to say the questions, well then it's actually quite easy even just to drag the code and let go when I go to the character I want it to be put in. So if I click on this guy, now I can see, now I know it's a bit messy, but you can see it's just gone right there. So if I just bring that up to the top, and you can right hand click and see, click on clean up blocks, and I'll just put everything else below. So here is the code. So I dragged this one and I just need that one last bit. There's just one last section. So I'll drag it and I'll let it go into the other character, and there's nothing. Oh, there's one more. So you just can make sure you do it to all of them. So there's a third one, let go. Now it's all of it. There's nothing else. Great. If I want to, I can now actually delete the Minecraft one if I didn't want that in my own game. So again, I might just, I want this one a bit lower and this one a bit lower than that, and I'll just hit clean up and hopefully it'll do it nicely for me. Yeah, it did. Great. So how the code works, the first section is all just the introduction and saying, if there's an option where it'll change a character to the girl version or the boy version. If you don't want that, you can just delete it. So I would, if I want to, just move this out of the way, delete this whole section, and just have here. Make sure you change this instead. So instead of saying welcome to my quiz example, I want to say welcome to my science quiz, exclamation mark. And you can change this. Great. When it broadcasts start, it goes to the next section. So the next section says, first question, what is Marie Curie famous for? So I might want to change that to my own question. So I'll look up my plan and go, yep, my first question actually is, what is the speed of light? And then it will ask and it will say it. So here I'll need to type in and say, what is the speed of light? And then under A, I want to change it. So I would say one of the answers could be 5,900 kilometers per second. Is that how it works? Maybe kilometers P. Yeah, I think it looks like that. And then you can have B. Anyway, a lot of this will be trial and error because you won't really know how it will look. So here, what have I done? Okay, sorry, I had to pause and just fix it up. I noticed that one issue was I just had it going to the a spot in the middle of my little thing, so it wasn't working. So I just had to change the location. And while we're here, we actually want to probably rename it to the actual names of the backdrops here. So it was backdrop 1 instead of Steve waving. We want costume 1 rather, because it's not Minecraft anymore. So you might just want to go quickly in and just double check that you've renamed it to the names of your characters. That should fix it. I think scrolling down, everything else should work. Okay, ignore all of these little fishing lines. That's only because of my previous coding work. That won't be in yours. When I'm ready, I'll hit the flag, and that should work. So there you go. So my character still can run around and it still works. And it's still going through the questions. And if I go full screen, we'll see how it looks. And when it finally comes up with a question, we'll be able to see whether A, B, C, and D look nice. So here I can see there's a big gap between A and then B. So I'd actually probably go into my coding and put in a lot more spaces here. So I want it to go to the next line. And then B, I probably want a much bigger gap here. And then I can click off it and hit start again and see if that fixes it. Anyway, I'll go through, do that, make sure it looks really awesome. And what the coding does is here it says, if the answer is C, because they're going to type in C for the correct answer, then you're going to change the score by 1. So you're going to add a point and it's going to say, nice job, you're correct. If they didn't write in C, they wrote anything else, then it will say, sorry, but it's not correct. The answer was C, and then it'll tell you some information about Marie Curie. Then I'll go to question 2, and again, we'll go in and change the question. So instead of the stars, I'm going to say, what is the color of, and you put in your question like that. So you can see here, when I type in C and hit enter, it'll say, nice job, you're correct. And it'll explain a little bit about Marie Curie. How good's that? So hopefully that fixes your problem and your game will now work. If not, just keep giving it a go and I'm sure you'll work it out. All the best.